Guys, oh my gosh. After months of waiting, after wondering when it would come out, the beta is finally here of Dungeons. Granted, I can't play it because I'm not YouTube rank or MVP++, but still, it's crazy. I don't think you guys know how excited I am for this. This is what I've been training for months, just to be able to participate in Dungeons. And from the gameplay I've seen, I've absorbed it all and I've put it into one video, which is this video. Also in this video, I'll be talking about which classes should be using which armor and which weapon. Honestly, before my last video, I didn't expect the beta of Dungeons to come this soon. It actually came so soon that after I filmed the last video, I started filming this video because the beta literally just came out. And if you guys like what you see, please consider subscribing. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and that'd be one of the biggest achievements on this channel yet. Anyways, I won't hold you guys back any longer. This video is really important, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. Okay guys, oh my gosh, Dungeons is finally out, or at least the beta. Oh! Sorry, I'm just really hyped right now. I'm literally recording this after I saw Menacing Banana's video of Dungeons, and oh my gosh, it looks better than I could have ever expected. But I'm not the type of guy that just watches for entertainment. No. I watch because I want to understand it. In this video, I'll be talking about the classes you can pick in Dungeons, and what utility each class should use. There's also a new dragon set that's coming out. Oh my gosh, this is too much. Obviously, in the last video, I talked about how I was going to be a tank in Dungeons, so I'm going to go more into depth on the tank, but I'll go into depth on the other classes as well. Okay, obviously, let's start with the basics of each class. I'm going to go pretty fast on this because everyone knows about the topic, but don't worry, going fast doesn't mean leaving out information. I'll tell you guys everything I know about the classes. Okay, first we're going to start with the Berserk class. What I'm showing on the screen now is a level 0 Berserker. So without leveling up the Berserker perk, this is its base stats. You get a melee damage of plus 30% and you get a walking speed of plus 30. Its class passive is Bloodlust. What a class passive is pretty much you don't have to activate it. It's always activated. And for the Berserker class, you have 2 Dungeon Orb abilities, the Throwing Axe and Ragnarok. Okay, I forgot to say this in the video, but the reason why they're called Dungeon Orb abilities is because at the beginning of Dungeons, before you go into each floor, you get a Dungeon Orb, and that's how you activate your powers. Okay, back to the video. What Throwing Axe is pretty much what it sounds like, you just throw an axe. It may sound lame, but it's actually pretty cool. And what Ragnarok does is that it summons little minions, and these minions fight beside you in battle. I made that sound really dramatic. And then you have the Ghost abilities. The Ghost abilities are what you can do when you're dead. Sorry, that sounded really harsh. When you're not living. Did that sound less harsh? The 2 Ghost abilities for the Berserker is Strength Potion. You can give Strength Potions to your teammates. And the Ghost Axe. You can help your teammates out by throwing a Ghost Axe at enemies. But obviously they have a cooldown. Okay, that's pretty much all you need to know about Berserker, so let's go to Archer. A level 0 Archer has an arrow damage of plus 100% and a melee damage of minus 25%. Yeah, I'm sorry Archers, but it doesn't seem like you're gonna go into hand-to-hand combat. Its class passives is Double Shot and Bone Plating. For its Dungeon Orb abilities, you have the Explosive Shot ability. Again, pretty self-explanatory, it just explodes. And your second Dungeon Orb ability is Machine Gun Bow. Yeah, you can just shoot your arrows pretty fast. Pretty cool. For your ghost abilities, you have Drop Arrows and Stun Bow. Drop Arrows is where you can drop arrows to your teammate, and Stun Bow is pretty self-explanatory. Again, you can stun enemies for your teammates. Okay, that's pretty much all for Archer, so let's move on to Healer. For a Healer, unlike the other classes, it doesn't buff any of your stats. For the class passives, you have Renew and Healing Aura. For the Dungeon Orb abilities, you have Healing Circle. For Healing Circle, it does exactly what a Radiant Orb does. It heals everyone in its radius. The reason why I'm comparing a Healing Circle to the Radiant Orb is because I have nothing else better than the Radiant Orb. I can't afford a Mana Flux because I'm pretty poor, and I don't feel like crafting one. So you're just gonna have to deal with this, okay? The second Dungeon Orb ability is Revive Stone. You spawn in with a free Revive Stone. That's pretty cool. And the ghost abilities are Healing Potion. You can splash your teammates with a Healing Potion, and Revive Self. You can revive yourself, which is crazy. Moving on to the Mage. A level 0 Mage has an ability damage of plus 50% and a maximum mana of plus 25%, which is pretty cool. The first Dungeon Orb ability is Guided Sheep, which is you can guide a sheep wherever you want to hit an enemy. It's pretty weird. The second Dungeon Orb ability is Thunderstorm, where you can pretty much smite your enemies with lightning. The 2 ghost abilities is Pop-Up Wall, where you can pop up walls for your teammates, and Fireball. You can shoot fireballs at your enemies to help them when you are dead. Oh, whoops, sorry, not alive. Okay guys, now that we're done with the mage, let's go to my favorite class, the class that I'm going to be for dungeons, the tank class. A level 0 tank has a health bonus of plus 100 HP and a defense bonus of plus 50. Which makes sense because if you're going to be a tank class, then you have to have good health and good defense to block out everyone and defeat them. Its class passives is Protective Barrier and Taunt. The first dungeon orb ability is Seismic Wave, which creates a shock wave around you which damages enemies. And then the second dungeon orb ability is Castle of Stone. The ghost abilities is Stun Potion, you can stun enemies for your teammates, and Absorption Potion. You can give absorption potions to your teammates so that they can tank more hits. Okay, that was a mouthful, but now we can move on to the recommended utility needed for each class. I mean, for this part of the video, you could not listen to me. But then again, I think I'm right. So you should. Okay, first we're going to start off with the tank class because that's the class I know most about. Okay, the recommended tank armor is Perfect Armor. But for all of you early game people, I know how you're feeling because Perfect Armor is pretty expensive. If you go into Collection and go into Mining Collection and then go to Diamond, you can see Perfect Armor right here, but it's pretty expensive. For each Perfect Armor piece, you have to have enchanted diamond blocks, and to make one enchanted diamond block, it costs this much enchanted diamond. So I'm not saying that it's not expensive, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. However, if you're Zombie Slayer 7, then instead of using the Perfect Armor helmet, you're going to want to use the Reaper Mask. Now, why would you want to use the Reaper Mask, you ask? Well, let me tell you. The Reaper Mask gives a health bonus of plus 100 and gives a defense bonus of plus 60. Not only that, it also gives you an intelligence bonus of plus 100. The Perfect Armor helmet doesn't even compare to the Reaper Mask. If you're not Zombie Slayer 7, then just do all Perfect Armor. It's still really good. And now for the recommended sword, and this is for all classes by the way. I'm going to recommend Leaping Sword, AOTD, 50 mil Midas, and Pigment Sword. Anything below that is not really going to cut it for dungeons. However, not only do you have to worry about armor and swords, but now that pets are in the picture, you got to worry about pets as well. As a side note, I'm not going to name the extremely expensive pets, because I don't think everyone can access that. I mean, I sure as heck can't. The pet I recommend for the tank class is probably the Blue Whale. You gain more defense and more health. Also, all potions heal plus 32 hearts, which is really important for tanks. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's move on to healer. For a healer, you're going to want to use the new armor set coming out, Holy Dragon Armor. Now, what does Holy Dragon Armor do? It increases your natural health regeneration times 3. So you're going to be a pretty hard target to kill if you're a healer and wearing Holy Dragon Armor. So, how do you get Holy Dragon Armor? So when you're in dungeons, you're going to come across lost adventurers. When you come across lost adventurers, you want to kill them because they drop Holy Dragon fragments. With those fragments, you then craft the Holy Dragon Armor. Okay, next we're going to move on to the Mage. For the Mage, I highly suggest Wise Dragon Armor. I would suggest Crystal Armor, but it just doesn't have enough defense. Now, if you don't have Wise Dragon Armor and you're going to be a Mage, I highly suggest getting that first before you even step foot into dungeons. And if you're being a mage, the pet you should be using is pretty obvious. It has to be the sheep pet. I have an epic version, but I highly suggest getting legendary. It is much better. The sheep pet's first ability is Mana Saver. It reduces the mana cost of your abilities. The second ability is Overheal. It gives a shield after not taking damage for 10 seconds. And then the third ability is Dungeon Wizard. Increases your total mana while in dungeons. That is why you want a legendary pet. That is the ability you need in dungeons. Now for Berserker, there are actually 2 armor sets I suggest. One of the armor sets is Superior Armor. I know it's expensive, but it's extremely good for the Berserker role. The second armor set I suggest is Frozen Blaze Armor. That is also extremely expensive. Now, if you don't have that much money and you can't buy Superior Armor or Blaze Armor, I suggest just going with Strong Armor. But you're probably only going to be able to clear the first and second level. You are not going to make it far. Okay, now the pet I suggest for the Berserker role is definitely the Tiger Pet. The main ability on the Tiger Pet is Apex Predator. Deal 20% more damage against targets with no other mobs within 15 blocks. And finally, we have the Archer class. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys. There isn't really an armor set that fits the Archer class. So, I'm just gonna suggest Superior Armor. You can't really go wrong with Superior Armor. Now, for the weapon of the Archer, there is a recommendation for that. For the Archer class, you want to buy a Runon's bow. A Runon's bow is definitely one of the best bows on the market, Some argue that explosive bows are better, but Runon's bows, in my opinion, are way better. With the amount of damage it does, the archery abilities make it much more effective. Now, when being the archery class, it wouldn't hurt to brew archery potions. I mean, sure, it's tedious to brew archery potions, but it helps a lot, trust me. And now for the pet of the archer. I honestly don't know. I mean, me personally, if I was being the archer class, I'd probably pick the skeleton pet. And just like that, boom, we've talked about all the classes and what utility to use for each one. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I tried to film this video as fast as I could because I wanted to pass on the information that I learned from dungeons to you guys. Not only that, I was also really excited to post about dungeons again on this channel. Also, a quick reminder, right now I'm doing a giveaway for strong armor. The way to enter the giveaway is to subscribe and put your IGN down in the comment section below. And after the strong armor giveaway, there is going to be an even bigger giveaway. Also, thank you guys so much for the support. I say it every video, but you guys don't know how grateful I am. Thank you so much. Anyways, this has been your boy Prudel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye!